Welcome back to Window to the Soul. If you are joining us from last week, we had a pretty crazy episode for you. My older brother came on, and it was a really good time. So I've now had my oldest sister, my older brother, and they've both been on the pod. They've both been on the pod, and I do have 3 siblings. So you guessed it right. Today's guest is the woman, the myth, the legend, Kelli Miller.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Welcome to the pod. How
Thanks,
you doing?
Dude. I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Okay, good.
It's been a long time coming.
Let's get down to the beef.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So
Are we
Kelli
allowed to
and
cuss?
Huh?
Are we allowed to cuss?
Fuck yeah.
Okay. Fuck yeah.
It's actually encouraged.
Okay.
Yeah. It's actually a rule. If you don't cuss on my podcast, I kick you out.
You
and
get
I don't
booted halfway
I don't
through the
air your
episode.
episode. Yeah. I had mom and dad on, and I had to kick them out.
Did you really?
No.
Oh.
I'm going to at some point, though.
Dude, I was like, that's awesome.
No.
Mom wouldn't cuss. You're just like, get out, Mom.
Come on, Mom. Get out. Out the door.
Get out.
Don't let it hit you on the way
Carol.
out. No, I couldn't. I would
This
never.
is not the vibe.
Dude, okay, so while we're in the entrance of this podcast, quick story time. Speaking of being kicked out, yesterday I was working in the ghetto, and dude, so like a thunderstorm rolled through at like 2 p.m., and the apartment that was closest to us when we were sitting at the truck, it was just like domestic dispute, kind of like just yelling, screaming,
Sketchy.
clawing, like, yeah, dude, it was like, what the fuck is going on in there? Like, I half expected it to be like one of those like Hollywood moments where like somebody comes busting out the door and like falls and like a gun slides to my feet, and I'm like,
AK
I don't know who
just
to
shooting
help.
out the door.
I don't know who to help. I'm just like, huh.
That's a you probably.
Fuck.
That's the kind of shit you watch from a distance.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. Distance.
That's the kind of shit you watch from a distance.
Absolutely, dude. But no, so I walked up to my coworker who was on the other side of the apartment, and I was like, you hear this shit, man? Like, what's going on? He said, yeah. Sound like it's going pretty bad for somebody in there. And I was like, damn.
Hashtag not my problem.
Ultimate definition of not my fucking problem, dude. That is hilarious. But, no, yeah, it turns out it was this, like, he was maybe like 13, 14-year-old kid. A little tubby dude. I thought it might have been a girl at first because he had titties.
He had breasts.
Yeah, he had man titties. But comes outside and he was shirtless and he was just like freaking out. He ran around to the back of the house and like beat on the window a little bit, and he ran back around. And at this point, we're packing all our stuff up because it's raining. Like, it's starting to rain pretty hard. This kid is locked out of his house by, I think it was like his slightly older sister or something. So it's kind of convenient that you're hearing this story. But they were screaming, and they must have been like fighting while mom was at work or some shit like that, you know? The sister must have locked the brother out. I assume he was being a shithead, you know, just like by the way he was, because he was locked out. And I tell you, the rain blowing sideways, thunder and lightning all around. She did not even hesitate to keep that fucking front door locked through the whole fucking rainstorm. This kid was outside his door with a
she
fucking
saw an opportunity and she took it.
25-pound dumbbell just
A fucking battering
yeah,
ram.
dude, like literally like hitting the middle of the door, and I was like, "Bud, you're fucking it all up. You gotta hit the handle. You gotta hit the fucking doorknob.
Break the lock.
Break the lock off.
Break the lock.
But no, dude, I was just sitting there. Me and my coworker were just sitting there in the truck, and I was just like, every now and then I'd look over, and he'd just still be there, just.
You're just watching this unfold.
Dude, I'm really mad I didn't get a video of him hitting the door with the fucking dumbbell.
Where did he get the dumbbell if he was outside?
Out on his porch. I don't know.
Oh, so they're that kind of family that just has free weights on their front porch.
Yeah. It's ghetto. Yeah. And no, dude, one time I came around the corner at that place.
I'd have just thrown the weight through the window, honestly.
Dude, you could tell he was thinking about it, but like he wasn't about to like
Be like, it's not
that's
serious.
how I knew it wasn't his mom. Because he was if it had been his mom, like she would have literally probably just killed him in the parking lot if he did that.
For denting up the door, I would imagine.
Well, I don't even know. I went by it later that day, and I was like, seems a little banged up, but yeah, but no, dude, he was just sitting there in the rain. It was the funniest shit in the world to me.
Here I am, barbecue sauce on my titties.
That literally, exactly. That's how he was. Here I am, rainwater on my titties.
This is just moist boobs.
And I looked at him and I was like, you know what? I hope this is a real learning moment for him. Like, this is a good learning moment. Like, whatever the fuck you were doing, not my sister, your sister, like, probably don't do that anymore, you know?
Don't do that again.
I don't even care if it wasn't your fault. Like, did you learn from this? You know, like.
Did I ever lock you out of the house? I feel like there was a couple times where I locked you out of the breezeway at the house or something.
Joking. I remember one time, I think it was you. I think it was me and Jackson. And you and Alexa were downstairs watching TV or something. And you were watching TV with like all the lights off. So we like snuck the TV remote down there and like turned the TV off really quick and then ran upstairs and shut the door.
I remember that. That was probably the reason that I'm at 25 years old still afraid of the dark, because they literally, so we had stairs. Our basement was finished, but it was really freaking dark in the bottom of the basement if the lights weren't on.
Because it's underground.
Yeah, because it was in like the side of a hill. So like there was a door, which is also the reason that the door got taken off the top of the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
But there was a door at the top of the stairs, and they literally waited until I was so sucked into this movie that we were watching. It was all three of you. Nobody was down there with me. It was just me.
It was
just me.
Okay.
And all of you were like at the stairs, and Jackson was standing at the bottom of the stairs as far as the remote would possibly reach. And turned it off, and before I could even stand up, y'all were upstairs with the door locked. So I was in the complete dark. I didn't know where anything was, and the door is locked to the stairs to get back upstairs. I was screaming bloody murder, and I thought that was the end.
Yeah.
But I survived. I lived to tell the story, but
I can't believe
I blame my fear of the dark on my siblings solely.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. We can carry some of that weight, I'm sure. But I remember specifically when I used to live down there, when I would sleep down there in the what was it called? Storage room?
The storage room.
The storage
which
room.
was unfinished.
How could I forget?
It had
Probably
rafters.
a repressed memory.
Yeah, for sure.
But I remember specifically listening to the Jonathan Park tapes. Mm-hmm. And like I was just, cruising through them. And
McBain Manor.
And dude, how'd you know? How'd you know? And
because that was the scariest one, and none of us could listen to it by ourselves. We had to make one of our other siblings listen to it with us. Yeah,
I couldn't listen to it with anyone. I was like, this is scary as shit.
Scary as hell.
I want to go back and find it now and listen to it, just see if it's like shit.
If it's as scary, it's on Spotify.
I figured they would be. Yeah, that's cool. I want to try and listen to those. Except I'm not trying to be like, hateful or nothing, but like I'm not really trying to listen to a bunch of little kids be like, and that's why God made dinosaur bones,
That's why we all believe in creation. Good for you, Jonathan.
Jonathan. Dude, Jonathan Park was a wild fucking like audiobook. What even was it?
Yeah, it was kind of an audiobook.
It was like a podcast almost.
It was like it was like Adventures in Odyssey. It was like a story, but
Dude,
it was like
Adventures in
different
Odyssey,
episodes of like this story. But it was all about like these paleontologists doing creation shit.
Yeah. Do you remember the Adventures in Odysseys that like the movies with like Dylan and those characters in it?
I think so, yeah.
And it was the one where they went into like the Matrix kind of thing.
Yeah.
That one was always so fucking trippy to me.
Yeah. Because it was like the bugs and shit that they were fighting. Yeah.
It was like Ant Bully, but Adventures in Odyssey. Yeah, that movie.
Oh, they couldn't make it too scary because there was like.
And then we also had the one where the one dude was like the Elephant Man or something. Right?
Yeah, it was like supposed to be like a twist on like the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Right.
Or Notre Dame, however you say that.
And they were like, oh, he's hideous. And I never got the point to it.
The Elephant Man who's like, that motherfucker looks like me.
Yo, so, dude. No, I was looking at the ants in the first movie, and I was like, dude, those guys look like me.
They lanky.
Dude, look at his calves. Looks exactly like mine.
It's Ant-Man.
Yeah. I'm Ant-Man. I'm just skinny as an ant, and I got a fat thorax. The ladies love my fat thorax.
Oh, ew.
Yeah.
Please don't ever say that word again.
The badonkadonk. But I fucking love Adventures in Odyssey. I was just thinking about the time I stopped listening to those was when like that shit got dark. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that shit?
Because they knew that all the kids, nobody new started listening to it, so they realized that all the kids that were still listening grew up. So they were like, okay, we got to keep up with this.
We got to keep up with this.
We got to keep making it scary.
They're probably what? 16, 17 now. They're probably about
They
to
can
stop
handle
listening
a
to this.
child dying from cancer.
No. They can handle Connie's boyfriend being murdered by like the shadow government.
And then like not actually being murdered and coming back in like a
Oh, he
couple
came
episodes.
back?
Yeah, he came back. He like wasn't actually dead, and he
Dude,
was like
what
in
the
hiding
fuck?
with the government. I don't know. It was like some deep shit.
Dude, it was like
For a kid
I
show?
remember hearing that
Some deep
episode
shit.
and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was
Like,
some
what are we
deep shit.
talking about here, man? Did he just die? Oh, Aram. Aram. Yeah, no, that's crazy. But speaking of shit like that, I just watched a movie the other day recently.
Oh yeah.
Recently, it would mean the other day. It's kind of redundant. You see what I did there? It was an accident. I hope you liked it. I watched a movie the other day, and I really don't know why I watched this movie, but I had just sat down. I was pretty stoned, and I was like, you know what I really want to watch right now? Kicked on Disney Plus. Ratatouille, start to finish.
Fuck yes.
Dude, start to finish. I was just like by myself. Megan came over for a little bit. and I was
Ratatouille is like the only movie that I can watch over and over and over again,
dude,
and just don't ever get tired of it.
So fucking good.
And the game, the
Oh,
PC
yeah.
game,
Well, that's why I wanted to bring it
the
up.
PC game.
Because Kelly and I used to like hardcore sweat at this fucking PC game for Ratatouille. Like it was so old that it came in like the thick card or like the thick plastic,
Yeah,
like a VHS sized
yeah.
box.
It was huge.
Install had 2
Fucking
discs.
CD-ROM.
Yeah. Dude, I need to try and find that game and play it because that game was so much fun.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you used to be able to
Dude,
like
we could probably
scamper
get it-
really fast?
Yeah, you could probably get it on like eBay for like
Oh
super
yeah,
cheap.
absolutely. If
Stupid
it's not
cheap.
on like Steam or something.
Dude, that fucking Pajama Sam.
Pajama Sam is
Pajama
also, dude,
Sam.
nostalgia flowing through
Dude,
right now.
Just the fact that was a cereal box game,
Yeah.
and it was so fun.
We had like 8 of them.
We played. Yeah, we like each had a copy because
was
we
like,
bought
oh.
so many Cookie Crisps.
Oh no. This fucking this Pajama Sam is scratched. Here's 8
Oh well,
more.
we have 12 more to replace it.
Good thing we sucked down Cookie Crisp like it's going out of style. The Last Supper, if you will.
I remember having friends over one time, and we were eating cereal for dinner one night. I don't know. We didn't do that very often, but we were eating cereal for dinner, and they were like, you guys get to get Cookie Crisps? Like, it was like unheard of in their house. And I was like, damn, I thought we was like roughing it, but apparently Cookie Crisps is like the shit.
Well, it's like the shit to kids, you know.
Well,
it's
yeah.
shit to adults.
Dude, that's what that's like my nightly hobby. I'll like hit the wax pen like 8 times maybe, 'cause my tolerance has gone up. I'll hit the wax pen like 8 times. I will clean my house from top to bottom as fast as I can, even if it's like a quick tidy before it starts setting
Probably
in.
takes you 20 minutes.
And then I will pour myself the biggest bowl of cereal that makes me feel like a fucking fat ass, but I don't care.
No,
And
who gives a
just
shit?
devour it.
Yeah.
Fucking Captain Crunch, Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles,
Dude, cereal is the shit.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh,
Like we
oh.
just like we cycle through cereal because William will eat it too. But
Yeah. Cereal is a great meal.
fuck yeah, it's great. It's like
It's
it's
like
not even a
cold
meal
and
though. It's like my
refreshing.
nighttime snack.
Yeah. It's almost a better like time for it than in the morning because like I never have time to like fuck with milk and
Exactly.
cereal.
I mean, you have to
go.
eat it fast because it gets soggy anyway. But
Right, like I like to wake up, put my pants on, and walk out the door. You know?
I don't eat breakfast, so I eat breakfast at 10
I-
o'clock at night.
I used to eat breakfast, but I don't do it anymore because like I just don't feel like eating when I wake up.
Yeah, it makes me nauseous to
Yeah.
eat when I first wake up.
It's like
I don't
a,
eat
it's
till
like
lunchtime
a weird
every day.
thing.
If I
I'll
eat
eat-
breakfast, it's unheard of.
I'll eat at like 9, 10 because I'll be so hungry I can't stand it at that point. But like I can't eat first thing in the morning. I'm just like, I got too much anxiety about going to work, you know. Work sucks. I'm
For
tired
sure.
of this shit.
For sure.
Will you guys please just blow my podcast up so I don't have
Yeah.
to do this dumb shit anymore?
Get your boy some ratings so he can retire
Ratings.
at 22.
Yeah. Yeah, but get me super famous in a year
So
so I
he can just
retire.
do this all the time. He's funny as fuck. Why not?
Not even a year. I'm 23 and not long.
Yeah. Like 4 months. He'll be
Too
23.
long.
That's insane.
I've already been doing this shit a month.
I can't believe that you're like not 18, 19 anymore. So that like blows my mind.
Dude, you know what's crazy? Me neither.
Although like I just turned 25 and I still feel like I'm like 18 or 19.
Right?
So it doesn't change.
It doesn't go away.
It
does
doesn't go away.
No, I didn't think so. Because like I'll wake up every day and I'm like, dang. How much did I drink last night? Fuck. Like my head's pounding. I'm like, damn, I'm not 18.
Like I'll literally be like,
Fuck.
oh my gosh, like we're so, people will ask me and William like when we're gonna have kids and stuff, and I'm just like, dude, I'm only like 25. Oh, like it's like a so great moment because I'm like, what? How can it be possible to be old enough to like have my own family? Like that's just bizarre to me. And we've almost been married for a year, and it's just bizarre to me. It's
anybody
crazy.
can really have their own family.
I mean, yeah, but just like that point in my life, like where I'm not, I didn't have kids super young, so I'm like still waiting to have kids, which obviously that'll be a couple years down the road. But
right,
like in the future, like it's just crazy to me that like I'm gonna be a mom eventually. Like that's wild.
Yeah.
That is wild to me.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. When Alexa became a mother, I was like, what? That happens?
Yeah. But she's the best mom.
What are you talking about?
She's the best mama.
Oh, she's the best mom. Not the best mom. My mom's the
Yeah,
best
I was
mom.
gonna say mom's the best mom.
My mom is the best mom.
My mom's the best mom.
But my sister's a close second.
Yeah, but it's different. It's different watching your siblings like
be a parent,
become parents, and
dude,
like
it's fucking weird.
It's weirder
It's
to watch
so
your parents
weird.
become grandparents. That is like something I've still. Levi's 4, and I still haven't like registered that in my mind that mom and dad are grandparents.
Yeah,
like they are to Levi what Mama and Papa and Grammy were to us.
Yeah,
like that's insane.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's crazy because like you haven't ever seen it before.
Yeah, and it's like the first time is always crazy, but
you guys all got to hold me when I was born, but like I never have gotten to hold a baby from like my family,
Yeah.
So that was fucking crazy.
Besides Levi, yeah.
Yeah.
And you had poison ivy when he was born and you couldn't even hold him.
No, that's not true. I just had it on me that day. Like I had been in it that day, so I didn't want to risk anything.
Gotcha.
I probably might have had the oils on me or something. But
yeah,
I'm just getting over this shit right now.
A newborn baby with poison ivy would be a hell of a bear to deal with.
Oh yeah, that would be.
It looks like it's drying up though. That's good.
It is. It's mostly scabs right now, but I maintain.
Your boy got poison ivy on his legs.
Oh yes.
On his ankles.
I managed to maintain like around the sock area, so like it never.
I was gonna say it's not spreading.
It
That's
never
the best
spread
part.
anywhere else, dude. It's amazing.
I can get you all kinds of bandages and shit if you need them. Just let me know.
I need some medical marijuana for my poison ivy.
Shit, prove you got some kind of like chronic pain,
poison ivy,
or like chronic anxiety, and come see me
because
at
my
work
legs itch so bad.
I'll get you a medical cannabis
Give
card.
me opium.
Opium. We don't do opium, but
give me heroin.
Yeah, we just deal that.
Yeah, we just.
Here's
give
your
that out.
monthly
medical
prescription
heroin.
of medical heroin.
Dude, God. You can't wait for fucking paper mache president to make heroin legal.
The way that the patients that I deal with on a regular basis, I'm kind of surprised. I work at a doctor's office, by the way. For those who don't know, I work at a doctor's office. So just
she's literally in scrubs.
I'm literally
right now.
in scrubs currently because I came from work. But yeah, so I'm just saying the way that our patients are, I'm honestly kind of surprised that no one has come in and been like, do y'all do like medical methamphetamine or medical heroin or
around here?
Like, do you prescribe that? Like, no, but you're getting it from somewhere because it's always in your fucking urine tests. Yeah. So just keep getting it from where you're getting it from and don't come see me.
Yeah, they're like, it's tasting funny. I want to get it clean.
You can either have your heroin or your pain medication. You can't have both.
You can't have both. One does the one other's job.
But yeah, it's a good job. It's got.
I've heard some interesting stories recently.
It's got its downsides.
It sounds like the fucking UFC most days.
I mean, some days it's a lot of like my assistant office manager likes to say that there are too many chiefs and not enough Indians, and I think that's a perfect example of like everybody wants to be the boss. Essentially, there are too many chiefs and not enough Indians. There's too many people trying to be the boss and not enough people just trying to get work done.
Who's this that says that?
My assistant office manager.
Is she racist?
Racist?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
No.
Chiefs and Indians, it scares me.
It's like a hierarchy.
Ever
thing.
since the Redskins.
It's not oh my god.
Just joking.
The
jokes.
Too many Washington football players and not enough Washington football water boys. Water boys.
Water boys. Yeah,
water
there you go.
boys.
There you go. Too many starters, not enough bench riders.
Exactly. Someone's got to take the L and just do the grunt work and get it done. Me and my very best friend, I will. Can I shout her out?
Absolutely.
Can I shout her out? Because she's my BFF, Holly Renee Richard.
Oh, full name.
I love you.
Full name.
Fuck yeah. She's my best friend.
Dude.
She don't give a shit.
Dude, I was going to say, drop her first and last as a joke, and then you just went all three. That's
I just
crazy.
went all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, she calls me Kelly Jane,
Shout
which is
out.
really funny because Jane is not my middle name, but she's just like decided that it is.
Jane?
Yeah. She's just like, Kelly Jane. And I'm like, what? It's not my middle name.
It is now.
I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's fine.
Shout out Holly.
Shout out to Holly. She refers to herself as my runner-up soulmate in case anything ever happened to William. So
Runner-up soulmate.
Yep.
Good shit.
that's what she referred to herself as the other day, and I was like, I've never heard a more like perfect description for you.
Runner-up soulmate. That's hilarious. She was in your wedding.
She was in my wedding. She was one of my bridesmaids.
Not to get distracted from the UFC happenings at work.
Oh yeah. Well, that's where I was going with it. We work together.
Yeah.
We work together. She works with me currently, so we get into a lot of shit at work together because we're always like, you know, the meme where it's like when you convince your boss that it's a 2-person job.
Yeah.
So we'll be like stalking the OR and literally just fucking putting Band-Aids in like containers and shit and just pretending like it needs to be two of us.
That's how me and my coworker I've been working with recently have been.
That is great. I love working with her. I love everybody that I work with, but they don't all love each other always. So it's a lot of, when you work in an office full of women, you're bound to have a lot of women. Wheat thins.
Cool women.
But when you work in an office full of women, you're bound to have the drama and the tea.
Absolutely, dude.
And yeah, it's it's
I used to work at Tropical Smoothie.
Oh yeah, you know.
Yeah.
At least we don't have
Shit's
like
ass.
I don't know. We don't have like young people. Well, there's one young girl. She like just turned 18 in January. But she's cool. She's cool.
Yeah, I guess. Never
Yeah.
met her.
Kara, shout out to Kara.
Never met Kara.
Yeah, she's new.
Shout out to Kara if she's listening to the pod.
I'll make her listen to it so she can hear a shout out.
Yeah, there you go. You got to be like, yeah. Sometimes they'll just say people's names.
Dude,
like,
I
yeah,
should
you gotta
just
listen. I
spit
shouted you
everybody's
out.
name that I know and be like, oh, I give you a shout out on the podcast. And be like, we'll listen to it.
They listen to it and you just go, blah, 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 blah. You just start
like-
naming names off. It's super insincere.
Here's your generic, what is the cameo? Here's
Yeah.
your generic cameo shout out.
Dude, I've seen so many people do cameos to break up with people.
What?
Yeah, they get somebody like famous to like break the news to somebody.
That's kind of genius, but also
Yeah,
kind of
no,
fucked up.
Listen, who's one of your favorite celebrities?
My favorite celebrity?
Yeah.
Probably Carrie Underwood.
So,
I don't really keep up with a lot of celebrities,
so
but
if
Carrie's my girl.
If William were to ever leave you, knock on wood, God forbid. If William were to ever leave you and he broke up with you through a Carrie Underwood cameo, how would you feel? Because that's what they go with. They're
yeah,
like,
because you're so excited to see your favorite celebrity, but then they're just like, hey,
dude,
William wants a divorce.
do you know how badly I wish my last relationship ended that way? Like fucking like Jason Momoa comes on. That's not my favorite actor, but like Jason Momoa comes on
It's the
screen.
first one
he's
that
like,
came to your mind,
But
though.
by the way. By the way.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd feel about that. I'd be
No,
I'd be
dude, I'd be
excited, but
pissed.
then I'd be like,
I'd be pissed.
that would be a roller coaster.
Yeah.
For sure. But anyway, so the UFC, we keep
UFC weekend.
we're bad at rabbit trailing.
Hey, have you heard my podcast?
I mean, it's cool, but
rabbit trails are all we go down.
But yeah, there is literally like a screaming match between two of the girls up front today because because they had like this like meeting because everybody can't just fucking get along and just go to work and not be on their phone constantly.
Clock in, shut up, and clock out.
Exactly. The people don't know what that means anymore. So
Shame.
yeah. So yeah, they hashed it out and it got a little loud. And me and Holly, as previously mentioned, actually had to cover the front, which is where they work. So we were
we
were out of our element trying to like make shit work and like answer the phones and like check people in, and we had no idea what the hell we were doing. But we made it work. We survived. I only messed up like one thing. So
you had to do that because they were beefing?
Well, they had to have like their meeting and they all had to be there. So there was nobody to work up front while they were doing that. So
everyone else had a meeting and you guys were just like,
no, it was
you don't
just
need
the
to be
girls up
there?
front and like the office manager.
Oh,
and shit.
okay.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, so they just literally were like, you guys are fine. Like, just keep going. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
they're like,
crazy.
oh, we'll only be like 20 minutes. And like an hour later, we were just like, there was literally like 3 people trying to check in. I was trying to answer the phone. I answered the phone like 3 different times while trying to check people in. And I forgot to do a thing that we're supposed to do, like a questionnaire thing that we're supposed to do with the patients. And I literally was just like, fuck it. I don't care at this point.
Yeah.
If I get in trouble for not doing the
Someone else's
questionnaire,
job, right.
like I'm whatever.
Yeah. Get mad at me for not doing someone else's job
Yeah,
correctly.
like I'm literally covering you guys so you guys can go fucking what do you say? UFC? Like y'all can go just duke it out in the break room. So
just fucking slug each other.
You're welcome.
Yeah, fuck them.
But yeah, it was crazy. We have I can't go into it, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
But it's a reoccurring thing. There's been like I've been there for 2 years now. I just hit 2 years.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And there have been 11 people, I think, that have like stormed out and quit in like holy hellfire and like screaming at the office manager. So
what's wrong with the office manager?
well, nothing now. She's gone.
Oh.
She quit.
Oh,
So it's
did
cool.
she storm out?
Yeah.
Did she really?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. You didn't hear about that? Yeah.
The office
Also-
manager?
Also can't go into that, but yeah, she ended up in holy hellfire cussing out the like higher up as she was walking out the door.
Holy
So,
shit.
Yeah.
So you guys just don't have an office manager now?
No, we have a new one
You got a
now,
new one.
but she's like
Bleh.
interesting.
Yeah.
I like her. She's very motherly. She has like great maternal instincts, so she's very like she cares about us, like she gives a shit,
Yeah.
but she's not great at her job, if that makes sense.
Hey,
so
man, if you're a good person, like,
I feel like
you
I'm
can
gonna get in
learn.
trouble for like spilling all the tea. I really feel like
no. I mean,
but I mean I'm not dropping names. You'd have to work there to know who I'm talking about, so
Right.
it's all good.
and you only told half your coworkers to listen already, so.
Just Holly.
Oh, okay.
Holly's not gonna tell on me, so
Yeah.
if she does, I'll beat her ass.
Better keep them lips locked.
But yeah, how's work going for you?
Oh.
How's your UFC fight?
Loaded question. My UFC fight always happens in my mind because I can't do anything.
I mean, same.
I have said, though, that at the Christmas party every year, we need to have, like, an octagon so we can just duke it out.
Hell yeah. No, you need those bubble things.
I want gloves.
The last time I put on boxing gloves, I ended up with like basically a concussion, so
Yeah.
that wasn't fun.
That's just like, let's box a little
Yeah,
bit.
just duke it out. Like save your beef all year long,
Yeah.
and then just
Yeah.
let it all out. And Carter's like, I want manager first.
Yeah. 100%.
I call the boss first round.
Gimme. But no, it's pretty trash. I'm not gonna lie. The work's good. Basically, the other day, one of my coworkers that works in the office, he's not a manager. He's not my boss. He has no real power over me, but he acts like it a lot. And it's hilarious to me because yesterday,
Please refer back to Too Many Chiefs, Not Enough Indians.
yesterday, dude, get this shit. Yesterday, he fucking freaked out, stormed off, and locked himself in his office, like having a meltdown, like full. This dude's like 36, 37, like he's
What?
old
Because he
enough to
didn't
know
get
about
his
it.
way.
No. Here's what is because when I went out to this job this week, I got too much located. We're doing a job where we're locating an entire apartment complex.
Okay.
And he got mad essentially because I located too much.
I'm sorry. I did my job too well.
So this cuts back to something he said a couple weeks ago to my fucking face, which I was like, how dare you have the audacity for that bullshit? And
Been here for like 5 minutes, bro.
to my face, he goes, well, whatever you do is going to be wrong anyway, right? And I was like,
The fuck?
yeah, I mean, that's how it is, though. I knew that. I just never heard him say it. And,
What?
And so I was sitting there, and they're like, you didn't need to sketch all this. Like, you didn't need to shoot all this. You could have just shot a couple corners and sketched it. And I was like,
But if you had done that, he would have been like, that was also wrong.
but see, what we do is we locate building corners, right, with our instrument. And when you do that, it makes a pretty little line of the fucking building.
Right.
Like, I know what I'm doing. And so in doing that, I located every single corner of this big building on this job. Now, when we do a sketch, we just draw a little picture of the house, and then we measure the building physically, like with
Okay.
a tape measure and stuff. So, riddle me this. I know you don't survey, but you have a fucking brain between your ears.
Most
If
days.
you shoot every corner of the house, you don't need a sketch.
Right.
Because the house is already measured with your fucking $80,000 instrument.
Right. Who cares what it looks like in between the four corners?
Why
That's
do you
not
need
what
me
we're
to do
doing.
it twice? Like, cut the shit.
Extra work.
And then, so this morning, I get pulled aside with my coworker to talk about how we didn't need to be shooting all that stuff, and we didn't need to be doing that. We could have been a little bit more efficient here, a little bit more efficient here, from one of the other office guys. Super nice guy. Love talking to him. I love it when he's like the guy who addresses me because he's so nice. And I was like, man, why they got you doing this shit? Like, why they got you doing their fucking dirty work, man? So basically, he was like, we just need to try to be more efficient when we're doing stuff like this, and efficiency. So today, I was staking out some curb down by the new sheets, and I needed a point. A contractor asked me if I could put this little point square in so he could see like where he needed to put his building.
Right.
So I text my coworker and I asked him, hey, could you drop me a point on like this spot of the curb? Because it wasn't computed yet, so he hadn't done that. So I just had him just tag one, send me the coordinates, and I was rocking and rolling.
Drop a tag.
So he texted me back and he's like, just pull 90 degrees from the stake and set it. And I was like, I'm not going to do that because they're trying to build their building off of it. So it needs to be exact.
Like, precise.
Like basically getting mad at me because I wanted to make sure it was done right.
Because he would have been, as I say, if you had done it that way, he'd probably been calling you back in like a couple days to fix it.
Right, exactly. And so I asked him, I was like, I don't know, man. I just want to make sure it's done right. And he's like, who are we doing it for? And I was like, dude, I could have done it by now. Like, just send me the fucking coordinate. Like,
stop.
What are you fucking
with
doing?
me?
So it was actually funny. I sunned him pretty good, dude. He said, I said it's for a guy named Derek. He's working with sheets. And he's like, oh, this I shouldn't be. Basically, it was like, well, we're not working for him. Like, we can't be giving him free work, blah, blah, blah. Like, please, keep this in mind on all job sites, blah. Just being real shitty with me, right? Sends me the coordinate.
This is the guy you're working with in the field?
No. No, this is the guy in the office that just hates me for some reason.
The guy that sits in the AC all day and just complains about his job when you're outside in like 100-degree weather and just sweating your ass off.
My work makes it so hard for him to do his job. Yeah. I texted him back and I said, it's a single stake, brother. We've wasted more time talking about it than we would have taken to set it.
Mic drop.
He comes back and responds and he says, and you could have calced it 90 degrees in the field yourself. And I said, next time I most certainly will. Get the fuck out of here.
I
with
love that
bullshit.
you're so nice when you're just basically telling people to fuck off.
Yeah.
That's a craft.
I
Being able to tell people to fuck off nicely is a gift.
I backspaced a lot of swear words in those texts.
But also having the self-control to do that is a gift.
it's one fucking stake. Like, quit. Like, here, and that's why I told you that story, is because here they are bitching at me about efficiency, and all I'm asking for is a single point. Cut, clean, in, out, dry, done. Fuck it. And they're like, who's it for? What's this? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it wouldn't even cost them a goddamn thing.
It
if
took
they
you more to
shut
ask
up.
me.
Yeah.
Than it would have to just send me the coordinates and just be done with it.
It taking me 5 minutes to do my job, you've now made it take 15. For that, I'll never forgive you, bitch.
What a weenie hut weenie.
But no, man, I don't know. Works work.
Works work.
Anyway, sorry to unload on you guys, but little dip into my life. Please.
This is event space.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe for more drama at work.
Follow Sorry to Inconvenience You on YouTube, Spotify, all that stuff. Go listen to our podcast. Me and Jordan Baker do a podcast together. We kill that shit every week. Go listen.
Shout out.
Sorry to Inconvenience You. And make us famous, because I don't want to work for these people anymore.
I'll make more T-shirts for your podcast if it really blows up.
Dude, you gave us that for Christmas last year, right?
Yeah.
For Christmas this year, do you want to make one for mine?
Fuck yeah.
Dude, I would love it.
I will. I actually literally had that thought. You just kind of ruined your own Christmas present, but I literally had that thought.
I'll forget.
When I was driving over here, I was like, I need to make now that your podcast is like up and going, I was like, I need to make t-shirts for your podcast because I made them for the Sorry to Inconvenience You podcast for Carter and Jordan for Christmas. So
yeah,
not that wasn't already said.
That being said, though, I'm so happy that this podcast is up and going now.
Hell yeah, me too.
Because it was really tough throughout the winter because like during the fall I had this idea and I wanted to do it. But through the past few episodes I've also realized that this isn't like really exactly what I want to do. So
you're not going to figure it out in the first 5 episodes.
Right. But I've figured it out to a good extent. So everyone listening, I'll probably be doing a podcast. My episode 10 will be the last episode of this season. So episode 10 will probably just be me. It's going to be some updates and future plans for the podcast.
Hell yeah.
So be sure to check out episode 10 when it comes out.
Be sure to tune into episode 10.
I know it's a little early, but I'm having ideas now, and you're going to want to hear it to know what's coming next.
Hell yeah.
We're having some big plans.
Stay tuned.
I'll tell you about it off the pod, but I don't want to spoil it for the listeners. Yeah, it's big, man. I'm excited. But yeah, so you work shit. We've established that.
Yep.
What
no energy for the he put his mic down. Okay, this is Kelly's podcast now. This is Kelly's podcast. Welcome to the show. We're going to talk about cats in Bold Rock and yeah, can I talk about Chloe? My baby.
Your baby.
So me and my husband adopted a COVID kitten.
That's weird for me.
What?
Just hearing that.
I'm a whole ass wife.
Husband, you're a wife. That's
whole
weird.
Ass wife. But so we adopted this kitten during COVID. It was May of 2020 that we got her. So she's 2 now. She's 2 now, and she is the absolute light of our lives. She is the best cat in the entire world, and she's
a great cat.
Literally our child. Like people are like, "Oh my god, my pet's my child." Like, no, that is like we parent her like she's a kid, like she's a human child.
Those people, to be honest.
I know, but we only like baby talk her like when other people aren't around because we know it's obnoxious. So we try to keep it to a minimum when we have guests.
There's nothing better than a self-aware person.
Like it's because we realize it's annoying and it's obnoxious. I just overpost her on social media and. Yeah.
No, I mean,
she
I think
eats
it's okay.
so good. She's so fat.
She's chubby.
She's not fat. William gets so mad when people say that she's fat. He
chubby.
Gets so offended. She's a chunk.
She's not fat. She's just like
she's
big.
in her weight range. She's not like morbidly
like a good
obese.
lineman, you know.
Yeah, she's sturdy.
Yeah, she's sturdy.
She's sturdy.
Yeah, you could give her a nudge with your foot and she wouldn't fall over.
She eats wet and dry food mixed together with milk.
Ooh.
Because she's bougie like that, and she gets salmon when she's been really good. So. That's probably why she's fat, and she eats twice a day.
William doesn't like it when people call her fat?
No, he gets really offended.
Really?
Yeah. He gets really offended when people call her chunky.
That's kind of adorable.
Yeah. Because he's like, she's not fat.
And
I'm like, babe, she's a little chunky.
I'm going to walk in and be like, your cat's fat next time.
He's going to be like, no, she's not.
No, she isn't.
No, she's not.
I fucking love William, man. I was texting him today about football seasons.
No. I love that you love him. I love that y'all have a good, like, solid relationship.
Yeah, man.
I've always wanted, like, a significant other that my family actually liked.
Same.
First time for everything.
Same. Get fucked. You know who you are, whoever that is. There's a lot.
There could be a lot. Hey.
Between the two of us.
Listen. Oh, I was going to say, I was like, listen, this is my 3rd relationship, and the second one didn't really count, so.
Yeah. No. I love my girlfriend. I
love your girlfriend,
we stay together for a long ass time.
She is my favorite ever.
She's like one of the
definitely my favorite you've ever been with. Speaking of the 4,
one of the girls that's just like doesn't put any weight on you, you know? Like it's just kind of like
she's just such a sincere person.
It's
like
never,
she's very genuine.
It's never like, oh, my girlfriend. You know?
It's not like a ball and chain.
It's not like, oh, my girlfriend's pissed at me because I smoke a plant.
Yeah,
you know,
like it's she's chill. She smokes the plant with you,
right, dude?
That's the best.
I literally like. I don't know if I've ever told her this. I feel bad if I haven't, but like. This is not why I fell in love with her, but like when I walked into her dorm room
one of the
day,
many reasons,
and I found out like how knowledgeable she was about like weed and shit, and like her brothers grow it, and like it's cool as shit like that. I was like, yo, What?
like, are you real?
They make them like that now too? Crazy.
She's not crazy and she smokes weed.
And I was with that other crazy chick, and like, yeah, that decision got made real fast because I found out that girl was still sleeping with her like quote unquote ex-boyfriend.
Oh yeah,
and like she knew
one.
about like my last breakup and everything.
Yeah.
So she still did that to me, and I was like, that is not someone I want to be
you.
around at all. You know,
Hell yeah.
never talked to her since.
Bad energy. I knew it was bad energy.
I really did just kind of like jump from one to the next, but it was because like I found one and I realized the other wasn't shit, you know? And I was like, well, I'm not really jumping
You
if
have
this
to
one's
find-
just way better.
Yeah, you have to find one that is the shit to realize the others weren't the shit.
Yeah. It's like your job being like, "Oh, you're leaving us cuz you're getting paid more." It's like, "Yeah." Well, what if it sucks more? And I'm like, getting paid more, it's just better, you know?
And I don't get treated like shit.
Right. Like they're going to treat me nice for a month or two. You guys never do.
Yay me.
Bottoms up, bud.
Hell
Kelly brought a bootlegger over.
I did.
I don't know
we're
why.
Casually,
We've just been sipping.
casually sipping on a bootlegger.
It's got me a little fucked.
You got a little buzzed.
Yeah.
Little buzz going.
Dude buzzed like a bumblebee.
Hell yeah.
I had to
Yeah.
I almost had to dig up a property corner yesterday on like underneath a bumblebee hive.
Oh hell no! Bumblebees have hives. I've never seen.
It wasn't a hive. It was they were like nested on the ground. Like there was.
I was
a
gonna say
bunch
I've
of them
never
on the
seen
ground.
like a bumblebee like habitat. Like
I'm
you see like
assuming they-
wasp nests and
I'm
like
assuming they
hornets and
burrow
shit. I've never seen a
underground.
bumblebee hive. Or
I know-
ground, whatever they live
I know
in.
yellow jackets burrow underneath. I know that. For
Can
a
we talk about the
fact.
time that you just got lit up by yellow jackets?
Yeah, we can.
That was
Fuck
so
yeah, we can.
horrible, and I felt so bad. So we were cutting wood. This was
Oh,
probably
wait, what are you talking
circa.
about?
You don't
Oh,
remember this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you meant at work.
No. Oh wait, when did you get attacked by yellow
Oh, a
jackets?
long
at work?
time ago.
Okay, well this is even longer ago. This was circa like 2006 or 7 maybe.
What does that mean?
Circa like when it happened. I don't know what it actually means, but that's basically anyway.
That's what you
This
seen on
this
Instagram?
happened in like 2000. Maybe it's probably more like 2008, 2009. Carter was like
I
all of
was
like
young.
6 or 7.
Young. I would've
Carter,
been
he
8 or
was
9.
a wee one. And we were outside cutting wood in the summertime with Dad, which is because that's what we did because we grew up in BFE. So
It was like fall. We wouldn't have been cutting wood in the summertime.
we always cut wood in the summertime. Do you remember that? You don't remember going out when it was like 80 degrees and fucking cutting wood?
Repressed memories.
Yeah, I was to say it was horrible, but it was necessary, so I understand it. But
Yeah.
it still sucked.
You're hot in the summer, you're warm in the winter.
Anyway, whatever season it was, we were cutting wood, and there was this, we get bored and start fucking around, and Dad would get mad at us, but
Yeah.
we would literally, this specific time, we were in, like, not too far from, like, the yard. We were, like, kind of, like, off to the side of the yard in the woods, because our house growing up was surrounded by woods, so our yard literally was surrounded by woods at all points.
Yeah.
But, so we were cutting wood, and Dad wasn't really paying attention, and me and Alexa...
Dad was cutting wood.
Our older sister, Dad was doing what he was supposed to be doing. We were fucking around, but our older sister and myself convinced Carter that he should like bounce on this like old dead log that was like kind of like seesawing on something.
It was a tree. It was
Oh, it was
standing
still
upright.
standing up?
You told me to shake it.
Oh yeah. And you were like, I was like, oh, you
remember
should go
that.
shake it and like try to knock it down. And apparently, unbeknownst to me and Alexa, there was a yellow
me.
jacket and Carter
And me, I didn't know about
and
it either.
Carter and everyone involved. Unbeknownst to us, there was a yellow jacket nest in this
root
tree
system
trunk.
of this fucking tree.
In this tree trunk.
Yeah.
And when Carter shook the tree trunk, they all like literally attacked his ass. He had like 30 yellow jacket stings at one time and just beelined for the house, just screaming.
Just screaming, dude.
Just screaming. And Dad was like, what in the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And we were like, because we didn't want to get in trouble because
Right.
we didn't know that was going to happen, but like,
Yeah.
it would still have fallen
I
on
just
us. So
shook the wrong tree, man.
yeah, and it was like, it was so bad. I felt so bad after that because you had yellow jackets like everywhere, like
Nah.
stings everywhere.
They're not too bad. Luckily, it doesn't itch that bad when I got stung. But at work, the time I got stung at work was a while back, and it
Yeah,
was
I've never heard about
still
this.
when I worked in the other office.
Okay.
So it was just me and the one other guy. But so we were cutting a line through there, and apparently he cut through where they were nested at. So I got stung.
So he woke them up and you walked through them.
No. He was standing on them, and they were attacking me first. Like, I ran before he noticed them. He never noticed them, but I was
like, "Fuck you!"
Since
But
I was
you're on your
behind
own.
him, I saw them come up, and I was like, and I just ran,
SOL.
dude. I got like 2 right here on my knee. It might have been the same one. I got a couple on my leg. They went because they went up your pants. Yeah. Because if you stand on them, you don't realize you're on them until they've crawled. They crawl up your fucking pants and then bite you. They won't fly up your pants, you know. And so you want to get out of there as fast as possible, but you also don't want to run. I found out because they follow your airstream. So you want to walk away slowly. They fucking track your airstream and they keep coming after you.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Dude, fucking yellow jackets are vicious.
Bees
vicious fucking
and
bees.
bugs in general just scare the shit out of me.
But I also somehow I got bit like on the top of my head a couple times, and I was wearing my hat. Like it got in my hat somewhere and like stung me on the top. Well, they don't actually sting. They bite you. And it bit me on the top of my fucking head a couple times. And dude, like, I was just like, man, I want to go home. Like, it was hot, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? What just happened? Like, we were just sitting in the truck just like...
Barely escaped death.
What the fuck? Like, how the fuck did we make it out of that alive?
I remember that Rick and Morty episode where they're sitting in the ship and they're just like crying and screaming. God damn it, Rick.
Rick just like holds the gun to his head. He's like, ah!
What are you talking about, Morty? I had no control over
I
that.
had no control over that situation.
We definitely could have died. Morty's
That was
just
so
bawling.
funny.
I'm not gonna say which one have been Rick and which one have been Morty, but
yeah, no, that was a good time.
doesn't sound like
A lot
fun.
of work stories.
Yeah, I mean that's what we do.
Yeah,
We were raised with good work ethic, so that's all we do is work and
we do that for
drink.
a living. Work, drink,
work,
smoke.
drink, and sleep. Work, drink, sleep, and smoke in that order.
Yeah, smoke in our sleep.
Smoke in our sleep.
Just light a ciggy before you go to bed.
Just hopefully it burns and you smoke it all before it goes out and let your bed on
before
fire.
you roll over. That's the new game. Fall asleep with a cigarette in your mouth and smoke the whole thing in your sleep before you burn the house down.
Speaking of cigarettes, this is a really random story. Skigarettes. Speaking of cigarettes, I had a patient the other day who told me that they smoke 10 packs of cigarettes a day.
Not possible.
A
What?
day.
How?
A day. I'm like, dude, how is... Yeah, that was my question.
10 packs?
They literally would have to
There's
like
20 in a pack.
something like that. Yeah, they would literally just have to be chain smoking.
That's
all
200
fucking day.
cigarettes.
Yeah. Can you
A day.
imagine what their like lungs look like?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Fuck.
But they wouldn't. I mean, why would you lie about that? Because you're not supposed to like use nicotine while you're on like pain medication. I mean, everyone does, but like you're not
10
supposed to. So why
packs
would
a
you
day?
exaggerate that? Right? Isn't that just like baffling?
That's
I'm like, I can't
mind-blowing.
even. I vape like constantly, and I can't even imagine.
But vaping is different than cigarettes because when you vape, it's like one hit. And then
Right.
you're done.
You don't have to just like smoke the whole.
You
That's
don't-
why I like.
You
vaping.
don't have
It's
to
convenient.
drag that shit out the whole like.
Take
You
a
don't
couple.
have to take a smoke break.
hits and move on.
You can like run outside and hit your vape and then run back inside. You know.
Yeah, it's a lot
10
of.
packs a day.
Yeah,
Holy
I was
shit.
just like, I literally.
Get your
I'm glad
fucking
I
life
wear.
together, bud.
I'm glad I have to wear a mask at work because my mouth literally dropped open, and I was like, if they had seen that, they probably would have been offended. So I was like, ugh.
You still got to wear a mask at work.
Hell yeah. My company is based out of another state that still has mask mandates.
Oh, really?
So
they're like they don't know.
We'll say, well, we're the only branch in our state from this company, so like they're not gonna change just our policy because we got a bunch of whiners.
Yeah.
There was a story about these girls from another state because we have like 4 different states that we have offices in, and
That's pretty cool.
it was I mean it's a big company.
Yeah.
The head dude is pretty cool. He has like a lot of like side
The
hustles.
head dude.
Yeah, the guy that
just
like
comes in and gives head to
no,
patients.
the head honcho is what I should have
okay,
said.
I got
yeah,
you.
no.
Yeah.
That's your treatment. You just get head for like 30 minutes and then you just go home.
He's like, hey, I'm your
That'd
head,
be great,
head
dude. We have
specialist.
so many more patients.
I'm your head
Dude,
specialist.
oh my god.
my
But
God.
he's like he's actually a pretty cool dude. Like he's very successful. He's fairly young, but he's like the head honcho. He like owns this company.
Yeah.
So I just like lizard. I just slurred my words for a minute. He is a concierge doctor on the side.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That means he's like a private doctor for like really rich people.
What?
Yeah. And I'm like,
Crazy.
dude, that would be so fun just to be like, oh yeah, you have an ingrown toenail, Mr. President. Like there's $50,000 bill.
He does the president?
No.
He gives head to the president?
No, he doesn't give head to the president. But he does like important people. Like he lives in an area that like a lot of important people live in.
Damn.
In the state. So like
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So like on the side,
So he's not here.
He doesn't live in
He
the
lives in
state.
somewhere
He
other
he
state.
comes down to like scoop and not scoop, but like survey the office that we
Scope.
work in. Yeah, scope.
Scope it out.
Scoop.
He comes down to
He
scoop.
comes down to scoop every
Oh
once in
yeah,
a while.
bud. You go down there and scoop out the steak.
Go down to scoop and give some head while you're down there.
Get some head while you're down there.
Give some head while you're
honcho.
down there. Get a couple more patients in the office.
Why don't you get a couple more patients? Get your fucking wallet a little bit more fat, bud. Give some head in the office, bud.
We need to push the head numbers. I need you to give like 5 more blowies a day.
You're fucking head honcho, bud. But from what I'm seeing, you're all talk, no bite, bud.
These numbers don't scream head honcho to me. You know what I'm saying?
You got to get those numbers up, bud. Start giving head, bud. Fuck.
Dude, me and Holly, speaking of accents, me and Holly will just sit there, like I mentioned previously, that we just bullshit at work a lot.
Yeah.
Not really, because we're actually really busy and we do a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But
Get shit done.
while
but bullshit at the
we're
same
getting
time.
shit done, we like bullshit a lot.
I know
So
the feeling.
she has started this thing where we'll talk to each other like in like 1920s movie character voices. So she'll be like, man, see, I need you to run this chart, see? And I'm like, bitch. That is so stupid, but it's also so much fun because I'll just be like, man, see? And she just loses her shit.
Like Bugs Bunny.
She just loses her. Yeah.
What's up, Doc?
No, but it's like, you know what I'm talking about? Like the like 1920s, like
Yeah.
mafia people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Man, see? Gotta rough this guy up, see?
You come to me on the day of my mother's
She's gonna
wedding. or
laugh
my
when she
daughter's
listens to this
wedding.
and hears that.
You ask me for favors.
You're acting like I don't know what I'm doing here.
All I'm fucking asking you to do, Paulie, is make a fucking copy of this bitch's report. Please. It's not that fucking hard. Now do it before I put a cap between your fucking eyes.
I'll have your teeth on my dinner plate.
I'll put your teeth on the curb, brother.
Oh, shit. That's so good. But no, she literally, like, she has so many, like, funny sayings and, like, so many funny, like, montages that she does. Like, we'll make fun of, like, certain people's accents. Like, we've been watching a lot of Teen Mom and Teen Mom 2 specifically because that's our favorite. And, like, we're, like, Teen Mom junkies. So we'll, like, make fun of Janelle a lot and like Barbara and be like, Janelle, like, you smoking reefer with Kifa. That's like our favorite one to do. But it's so fun. It's so fun getting to work with your best friend. That's like my favorite thing in the entire world about my job is just that I get to work with her every day. But you know, it also sucks because she's like kind of my boss. Like she's the head of my section, I guess.
More head.
No.
So no head.
She's technically like my like section manager, if that makes sense.
I got you.
Like she's the lead in that department. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
ah,
You owe me a Coke.
You owe me Coke. Jinx, you owe me a bump.
Jeez, you owe me a dime.
Jeez, you owe me an 8-ball. Can you imagine?
Exactly.
Dude, cocaine, crazy stuff. Stay
I
away
bet
from
people
it.
that like actively like do cocaine, I bet they say shit like that to each other. Like Jinx, you
I
owe
would
me a
never,
line.
Man. Jinx, you owe me a bump, dude.
Yeah.
Grab your keys.
But yeah. So we just quote a lot of like stuff. Like we literally will like speak to each other in Vine, like old Vines sometimes. Like, do you remember the one of the kid, like, and I'm not making fun of this kid because he has Down syndrome. I am just laughing because the Vine itself is funny.
Can I? Yeah, go ahead.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I might.
Do you know what I'm talking about? The one where they're like pouring sauce on the stove and the lady walks in
What's
and she goes,
going on here?
He goes, breakfast.
Breakfast. Yes, dude. That's exactly what I was thinking of, dude. As soon as you said Vine and obviously Down syndrome, I was like, yo, I know where she's going.
So I literally can just look at her and go, breakfast, and she just loses her shit. It's
Dude,
so fun.
I'm telling you what, man.
Breakfast.
Me and it's something along the lines of that. Me and my coworker, the one I've been working with lately, I got him to watch Love on the Spectrum.
Oh,
Which, if you guys haven't watched that show, it's
so
fucking
good.
great. Honestly,
me and Carter had a moment where we realized that each other had like actually watched that show.
Okay.
And I got so excited that he had seen it that I literally almost passed out. Like I had to sit down. I was so excited because I was obsessed with this show.
Dude, it's so frowned upon because like everybody's like, oh my God, like
I mean, it's cringy as
you're
fuck.
laughing at like these autistic people like trying to find love, and I'm like, I'm not really laughing at them.
I just thought it was super interesting because
I'm
that's something you
laughing
don't think about as like an able-bodied person. Like you don't think about it.
No, you don't think about it. But also, I was laughing really hard because it was so awkward.
Oh, the one guy.
And the thing is I'm not laughing at their disability. Don't get me wrong.
Not at
like,
all.
They can't help that shit. But I'm laughing because I grew up homeschooled, and I'm realizing, oh, that's what was wrong with all those people. They were all autistic. Yeah. Okay, so that's why they were acting a little strange, you know?
And that's why people are like, oh,
you don't seem homeschooled.
Dude, when I tell people that we were homeschooled growing up, they're like, so did you wear like denim skirts and shit? And like, I'm like, I wasn't in a fucking cult. Like, Jesus. Like, they're like, did you like do your hair? Like, I'm like, I wasn't in the, I also watched, this, speaking of that, this show, it pertains to what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
This show on Netflix is called Keep Sweet and Obey. And it's about the cult. Oh my God, why can't I think of it?
Branch Davidians.
No, it's the big church, like the with the guy that got arrested for having like all the underage wives and shit.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
you were telling me about
it's the cult from like Utah, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That they're in, and like it shows the whole documentary of like the investigation and like how it went down and everything. So interesting, such a good show. I highly recommend it.
I'll probably watch it at some point.
It's so good, but it's bizarre. The stuff that they like, these moms were getting their kids taken away from them, and just being like, it's God's plan. Yeah. That's what's supposed to happen. And I'm like, I don't care what I believe. I don't care I'm not even a mom. I don't even have kids. But if anyone was ever like, God wants you to let me have your 4-year-old daughter for this like compound that we're building to like grow up there and like tend the garden and stuff. That's what they were taking these kids from their parents.
Allegedly.
And being like, they're going to, I forget what they called it.
They were probably fucking
they had
kids,
a name, and it was supposed to be like their heaven. And then nobody knew where it was. They would take them in a van and take them to this location.
They're banging these kids, aren't they?
I don't know.
Did they not talk about that?
I mean, the one dude had like 38 wives, and I think like 28 of them were under the age of 13.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they were banging kids, but they would like quote unquote marry them first. But yeah, it was disgusting. Yeah, it's like one of those like nauseating, like that it actually happened or is happening because the FDLA, something like that. That's what I think.
Is it FDA?
No, it's like
this is a corporation about their document.
It's something along that, but it's like this massive like church cult where they like wear their hair all like bumped up and like these gowns and like prairie costume looking thing.
Have you seen Handmaid's Tale?
Yes, I didn't finish it because it was getting too realistic, and that shit's actually going to happen one day.
Dude,
I'm
that
convinced.
Shit's terrifying.
And I couldn't watch it because I was getting too scared.
So my thought on The Handmaid's Tale is I've watched the first episode. So I originally started watching it because obviously on Twitter, I'm sure if anybody's got Twitter out there, you saw that. Excuse me. If anybody's got Twitter out there, I'm sure that you saw. Oh, by the way, follow me on Twitter, Window to the Soul.
Hell yeah. And YouTube.
Follow me on Instagram, Window to the Soul Podcast.
Hell yeah.
And but I saw it on Twitter of the riots after the Roe v. Wade shit, and it was this. I don't know. I guess it was a woman dressed up in a Handmaid's Tale outfit.
Yeah.
And her little sign said like, "This is not fiction" or something like that. And my first thought, I'm not gonna lie, is always just go, "Oh, come on now, you're being dramatic," you know? Because that's just how I am.
But the whole Handmaid's Tale supposedly happened. It like started with them overturning martial law.
But I saw it and I went, well, yeah, you're probably being a little bit dramatic there. Like, it's a fictional show, like, blah, blah, blah. Watched the first episode the same night I saw that picture, and I went, holy fuck. what? This is not fiction.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck is going on?
Her sign is realistic.
Dude, everybody in that show is like, you must be good for Jesus. And then you're like, you're watching all the people who are like, don't kill babies for Jesus. And you're like,
under his eye.
What? Fuck.
You know what the like craziest part is it's not even about like anything religious. Like it's not about
like the people who are running the shit are like religious.
But they're, I mean, kind of
like in God's eye and all that shit.
They're like kind of, but like the way that it's like
cult. It's a cult.
Yeah, they're like making it seem like they're religious when in reality they have like blacked out vehicles and shit to like carry people away in.
Right, which is fucking crazy too because it's futuristic, but it's also like past, Yeah. So like I watched Peaky Blinders, like I fucking no-lifed Peaky Blinders like nobody's business.
I still haven't gotten to see that.
That whole show, you should watch it sometime. It's so
I for sure will.
Good.
It's on my watch list.
That whole fucking show, they have like these little cigarette cases and they open them up and they have to roll their own cigarettes, right?
Right. It's before you could go to the gas station and buy them.
Exactly. It's before you could smoke 10 packs a day. Whoever that is, get your fucking life together. But it's before you could smoke 10 packs a day. So it's just like one little thing they carry around. They flip it open. They pull a cigarette out. That's just like
you have to pre-roll your cigs before you leave the house.
Well, they were so rich. I'm probably pretty sure somebody probably did it.
Okay, have the butler pre-roll your cigarettes.
But in the first episode of *Handmaid's Tale*, the fucking woman that's like married to the dude comes out and like flips her shit open and smokes a cigarette like that. And I was like, what?
Netflix has it all connected.
I was like, oh my god. Well, Hulu has *Handmaid's Tale*, and Netflix has Peaky Blinders, but it's all good.
They're all in cahoots anyway.
You can't know everything. So.
They're all in cahoots.
Why try, right? But
I definitely don't know everything. My favorite phrase to say is "I can always be wrong."
Yeah,
that's my favorite phrase. I'm like, I mean, this is probably this way, but I can always be wrong.
Right.
Because that's always a possibility.
Broken clocks right twice a day, right?
Absolutely. I've just become accustomed to being wrong about things. Like
Same.
I could never be one of those people that's just like
told you about it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, I mean, but you're not actually in the wrong. People are just telling you. But like, I like literally throughout my life have just adjusted myself to being like, I'm probably gonna fuck this up. Like, I'll learn from it. Yeah, for sure. I'll learn from it and I'll grow from it. But I'm definitely going to fuck it up before I learn from it. Like, I don't do anything. My parents have always said this. I don't do anything the easy way. And I always have to learn lessons the hard way. Yeah. That's like a life motto.
That's like you can learn lessons the easy way, but you don't really learn them,
Yeah. But like there are certain situations in my life I could have learned from the easy way.
You've almost died like multiple times.
Multiple times.
Like we all have, but like
you
specifically.
I apparently was a suicidal child because there was multiple times where I just...
Let's recount the two that I'm thinking of.
Okay.
First one was you drank fucking lamp oil as a baby.
I was a year old. Yeah.
You had to be rushed to the fucking hospital.
I had chemical pneumonia. It's still in my chart, in my hospital chart.
Yeah, you had to fucking go get that shit taken care of.
Yeah.
Because you drank lamp oil as a child.
Yeah. Dad's like, that's the first time I thought I was going to watch one of my kids die. And I was like, damn, I'm sorry I put you through that, bro.
Right? Dude, sorry I stole your oil.
I feel so bad. And I'm like, I was only a year old, but still, I feel guilty.
Dude, that would have been so scary. Yeah. Think about that. Learned the lesson, though.
I feel like that's also why I'm partially afraid to have kids, because I know that I'm going to get my karma for being the way I was as a kid. So, but anyway, what was your second instance?
One was I think it was the night of your 18th birthday.
Oh yeah.
And you
tried to park while still going 60 miles an hour.
You fell asleep with the cruise control on, and so the craziest part was I just thought about this today. Literally, I didn't even think about it until today because it's just in the back of my mind, but like. Had you hit one of so what she did was she hit the side of a telephone pole and then like bounced through the parking lot, or did you hit two?
I basically went around a turn straight, if that makes sense. Like
right.
the
so
turn,
like the turn turned.
Yeah.
And you went
and
straight.
I clipped two telephone poles with the left side of the van, and then I like went across a driveway and like came up in the air because there was like a dip in the grass. So I came up in the air and came down. Yeah. And like when I hit, that's when I woke up. And I was like, oh, fuck. And slammed on the brakes, which cut off the cruise control, and then stopped face first in a sign.
So
at a bar.
Like literally, she just like chipped off 2 telephone poles.
Yeah.
And bounced through the asphalt, hit the other pole, the sign pole. Mm-hmm. But on the other side of the sign pole was like fucking creek.
Yeah, there was like a big dip into like a really deep creek.
Do you ever like think about that and contemplate that and just be like, I could have fucking died easily that night?
If I had fallen asleep probably like 30 seconds before I did, I would have gone left sooner and I would have hit the first telephone pole head on. Instead of clipping it, I would have hit it head on and
at
probably
60 miles
died.
an hour.
Yeah, and it was so I was driving my parents' old Chrysler van.
Yeah.
And we knew about the recall, but we didn't know that ours was one of the ones that had been recalled on the airbags, and the airbags never deployed.
Yeah.
So anything I hit. Like there was no
you would have
airbags, there was no nothing, which was good because I'm still really short, but I was sitting really close to the steering wheel, so the airbag deploying probably would have broken my freaking chest and neck and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a lot of things that could have gone a lot worse for that. And then
crazy.
I want to tell this part of the story, because so when I got out of the car after I had turned sideways to kick the door open to find my phone, which thankfully I always drive with my phone under my leg, so it stayed there, but I called the house phone, because that's back when landlines were a thing.
Yeah.
Back in the 1800s.
When was this also? It was like 11?
Yeah, it was like 10:30, 10:45. No, it was early. It was early because Mom and Dad had just gone to bed. And because y'all were out of town and y'all had just gotten back that day from a race.
Oh, yeah.
From one of Alexa's races. And I called the house phone, and nobody picked up the first time. I left a voicemail, which was probably terrifying.
Yeah.
And then I called the second time because I was just like, holy shit, like, I don't know what to do.
Right.
I just wrecked Mom and Dad's car, and I thought they were going to kill me. Yeah. And so Carter answers the second time I called, and he's like, hello? And I'm like, go get Mom and Dad. And he's like, they're fucking sleeping. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, go get Mom and Dad, like, now. And you're like, okay. And when you were arguing with me, like,
you didn't tell me what was wrong.
I was literally just like, go get Mom and Dad. Like I
I'm
didn't
not
have
just gonna
time. And then there was this really creepy guy that stopped and was trying to like look at my bleeding legs and just being super weird. So I was like very uncomfortable. And I was just like, I need to get the fuck out of this situation as fast as possible.
Just run into the river.
Then I finally got a hold of Mom and Dad, and they came to the scene, and so basically from the right side of the car, it didn't look damaged besides being, parked in a telephone or a big sign. Other than that, the whole left side was all the windows were broken and all that, like everything was fucked up on the left side. And Mom and Dad pull up at the scene, and their dad's like, oh, that's not that bad. She can drive that home. And then he like goes to the left side of the car, and he's like, oh shit.
Oh,
and then they already had me in the ambulance when they got there. Because I don't know who, I just still don't to this day. I don't know if I get a person of the week on this podcast, but whoever it was that called 911 for me, because I called Mom and Dad before I even called 911.
Yeah.
So whoever it was that called 911, shout out to you. I don't know who you are, but
damn,
shout out to you.
That's crazy.
And then so I was in the ambulance, and I was chill. I was like, okay, just like crisis mode, just like reevaluating the situation. Like the cop kept asking me, he's like, have you been drinking? And I'm like, no, I literally just fell asleep. Because they didn't believe me. They thought I was drinking because of how I had wrecked. Right. Which, rightfully so. I probably would have too. But
but it also looks like you could have fallen asleep too.
Yeah.
But they never want to assume that. They want to get you for underage
drinking. An 18-year-old girl.
On her birthday?
Yeah. And the dude was like, he was asking me all these questions in the ambulance. And he was like, oh, happy birthday. I was like, fuck you, dude. Just go away. Just leave me alone.
Pick the glass out of my legs and fuck off.
Yeah, that was bad. Dude, I remember the next morning waking up and Mom was just sitting on my bed. And I think you were there too. I think you were sitting on the end of my bed because you were just following Mom around.
No. I would not have been sitting on the end of your bed when you woke up.
Well, I had gone to sleep that night, and I like woke up and Mom was just like looking at me, just sobbing.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Because you almost died.
Yeah, but I mean, I knew that, but I was like, oh shit, like Mom's like really freaked out right now. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
That's the kind of
I
same feeling I
survived
got when I
with
wrecked my motorcycle.
minimal. Yeah, dude, that was scary as shit. I was really upset when you told me that.
Dude, I was scared as shit.
Yeah.
I literally tore up this fucking maybe like. So what happened was I missed the sign that said road ends in 0.2 miles.
A very important sign.
Very important sign that they put on the wrong side of the road. And I missed that sign, and as I was riding up the hill, I probably hit like 60. And I get to the top of the hill, and that road ends. Like, it ends.
The sign did not lie.
And you know how, like, when you're going too fast in a car and you realize you've got to really stomp the brakes?
Yeah.
You can't do that on a motorcycle.
Right.
Like, I ran out of time, and I was like, I'm not going to stop, man.
Just like,
Fuck. Like,
this is it.
so I took a quick survey. I went 90 degrees. There's a pavement driveway up to my left. There's grass in front of me with 2 giant boulders. And there's a gravel drive with like a cattle crossing off to the side. Thinking ahead, probably could have took the gravel road and been fine. But I also didn't want to grab too much brake.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you had braked on gravel, your bike would have instantly flown out underneath
straight.
you.
I would have had all the time in the world to just coast to a stop.
It was like one of those runaway truck stop things.
Next time, Carter. Just think next time, you know? But luckily, I did think as quick as I fucking did because I like managed to miss both the boulders. Like, I went right between them and just like put her down in the grass, you know? Soft ass grass. I didn't hurt myself. I fucking twisted my foot. So like if you're looking at like my left foot, the top of my black running shoes were like grass stained. Because like when I wrecked
it like scrubbed them on the grass?
Like rolled my foot under the bike and like just drug it for a while, you know? But
I remember your ankle being all fucked up after that.
The bike was okay. It had some cosmetic damage, but everything still works fine.
Some minor damages.
And yeah, it was fucking scary as shit.
I bet.
And I literally,
I know how scary it is to wreck in a car with like the vehicle like around you. I cannot even imagine,
dude,
wrecking like actually
it's
like
just like wrecking a dirt bike. You like get up and you don't know where you're at. You're like, what?
It freaks me out. Like I can't even imagine like not having anything around you, and you're like, do I just yeet the bike and just let it go, or like
It's all adrenaline.
Ugh,
it's all
freaky.
adrenaline, dude. I was like, I yelled at this poor girl that came out of her fucking parents' house. She came down and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, just let me figure this out. And
I need to analyze what just happened.
She was like, you just crashed into our fence. I wheeled around. I went, I didn't fucking touch your fence. Shut up.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh my
dude,
god.
Dude, immediately I was like, oh, these people are gonna try to get me on like property damages or some shit.
They were not
like
like worried about my safety.
And I was like, I didn't fucking. Your fence is fine. I was like, I didn't touch your fucking fence. Dude, I fucking
this
went
poor
off.
girl's just like, I'm gonna go check on this dude that just wrecked in our yard.
She deserved it though, because her dad was a firefighter for the city, and I was like, yo. So he comes out and he's like, has anyone called the state police? And I was like, first of all, fuck you.
First of all,
I'll deal with this
12.
on my own. I'll beat your shit sideways before you call the cops on me. And his wife at the time was like, no, the cops don't need to be here for this. Like, he's got it sorted. Like his
like,
daughter,
shout out to the wife.
His daughter and his wife were on my fucking side, dude, and he was being a dick. And but yeah, that was a terrible fucking phone call I had to make to our father, because I was like, hey, are you almost off work?
Can you pick me up?
Can you come pick up me and my motorcycle? And he's like, what? And I was like, I might have wrecked, and I'm kind of close to you. Luckily, I was pretty close to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was terrible. That's terrible.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, he was like
a whole other experience. Of
Are you
like
okay? And I was
wrecks.
like, yeah, I'm fine, but like, I don't think I can ride my bike home. I can't really find my antifreeze cap right now.
I seem to have misplaced it, so I need a ride home.
Because what happened was, when I went down, it went down on the coolant side. So when I hit the grass, it spun the cap off the antifreeze and dumped it all out. So it didn't damage it.
But
thank God, like nothing was leaking.
It was just like screw.
But it was like
tip.
glug 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 glug. So I couldn't ride it home. But also my handlebars were bent.
Yeah, probably from getting drugged through the grass.
I had to straighten them out. Yeah, there was a lot of shit that I did to fix that thing.
It's all right. She's fine now.
It runs perfectly good now.
She's good. She's recovered.
No, yeah, I think it's a good spot to wrap up.
Yeah.
Talk about car accidents, motorcycle accidents, and whatnot.
Childhood trauma.
Mild adulthood trauma. Yes.
We could do this for like 3 hours for sure.
Could. We'll have you back on sometime. But I'm also really excited to tell you the news about the future.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna hop off of here. Everybody, give it up for my guest.
Whoop. Thanks for having me on, dude. Now can I say it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man. Anytime.
I've been wanting to do this.
We'll probably have repeats.
Hell yeah.
Pete and repeats.
Pete and repeat.
And yeah, it's been a great time. Good memories, good stories.
Hell yeah.
Talked about video games and movies and shit. Even down to car accidents.
Hell
You're
yeah.
getting it all with this episode.
Yeah. A little bit of everything. Just like Walmart.
Just like Walmart. And you can put it on rollbacks.
Rollback.
Roll away. Pay away. Lay away.
Layaway.
I'm going to go lay down because I don't feel good. Anyway, thanks for listening to Window to the Soul. Go follow me on Instagram, Window to the Soul Podcast. Follow me on Twitter, Window to the Soul. Go subscribe to the YouTube, subscribe to the Spotify, all that good schnoz. And stick around for episode 10 when that comes out, season finale. You're going to want to hear about all the deets. Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you next week. Anything to add?
Have a good night.
You want to shout out any social medias?
Dad, don't follow me on social media.
Don't follow.
Don't follow me on social media.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Adios.